What's going on, YouTube? You know what it is. It's your favorite perfumer's favorite perfumer, Casper Parfums. And today we got from the prestigious, luxurious, indelible House of Guerlain, we have NAHEMA Eau de Parfum. So this NAHEMA Eau de Parfum is a reformulation. It came out in 2021. The original is from 79, perfumed by none other than the legend himself, Jean-Paul Guerlain. So I assume Guerlain probably had the original formula, and considering the fact it came out in the 70s, it probably has a lot of expensive naturals and some things that are probably not too good for your skin anymore. Things that are deemed unsafe because people in the 70s weren't as soft as we are today. Our skin is gentler now. So, notes of the free. Oh, so there is no perfumer listed. I'm assuming it's Mr. Monsieur Wasse, Mr. Monsieur. Top notes are peach, passion fruit, middle notes of rose, hyacinth, and base notes of sandalwood and patchouli. So, just real quick, get into a little weaving in the technicalities here. Peach, classic peach material molecule is something called aldehyde C14, which is not actually an aldehyde, it's a lactone, and it's called gamma undecalactones. They called it aldehyde because at the time, this was like Chanel number 5 era, this when it was synthesized, and aldehydes were all the rave, and everybody wanted an aldehyde, so they said, yeah, fuck it, we'll just call it an aldehyde, sell it to you, you won't know the difference. But we all know it's a lactone now, and we still call it aldehyde C14, so it is what it is. What can you do? So you got that. You can use gamma decalactone. Oh, sorry, the aldehyde C14 is... So aldehyde C14 is a waxy, fatty, peachy type smell, super powerful. You only need low doses. And if you kind of want like a slight peach nuance in your formula, you could use, as I said, a very small amount. Typically, you could dilute it to like 10% and keep it low, and you'll smell it. It's strong. You could also use delta dodecalactone, and then, as I said, gamma decalactone, but that could kind of go a little coconutty. There's a bunch of things you can use to kind of play around to create more of a dominant peach note. But in my opinion, I think the C14 is pretty good enough. Passion fruit. Now, I don't know. I'm not too is that the word? I'm not too privy to passion fruit, but I do have something from Firmenich, which is called passion fruit base, and it smells very nice. In my opinion, I haven't really used it, but it's kind of weird because you wouldn't necessarily say that something fruity is sexy, but in my opinion, it's a little sexy, dude. Ooh, sexy. Then you have rose, so usual suspects: phenylethyl alcohol, citronellol, geraniol, rhodinol, eugenol, cinnamic alcohol, cinnamaldehyde, some rose ketones, also known as, we call them damascones, maybe a little rose oxide sprinkled up in there. It depends. And there's some rose bases as well, which could be used. There's Durania, Wardia, Satilia, a bunch of rose shit. Who cares? It's just rose. And there might actually be some real rose, but I don't know because it's pricey. And the original probably had real rose, so I don't know. And then hyacinth. So hyacinth is an interesting flower, and it's mostly due to like its makeup. So I've never smelled actual hyacinth, but I've made reconstructions of it, and it's kind of like bitter green, honey, syrupy, sweet, skanky for the skanks. So that's due to its molecular makeup. So one of its major components is benzyl acetate, which is a major component of the smell of jasmine. It's banana-like, bubblegummy. It's very like a dainty type smell. It also contains a decent amount of phenylethyl alcohol, which can weave you into that rose realm, the rose realm. What else you got? Oh, something else which kind of go rose. It has something called phenyl acetaldehyde. So phenyl acetaldehyde, in my opinion, is a slightly green, honeyed, syrupy type rose smell. It's a very interesting smell, and sometimes when you use it, you come across a little harsh, and it's heavily restricted now. Revert to like the first 15 seconds of this video. What can you do? But I don't necessarily know how this shit works. It's some chemistry crap they do, but they form acetals from aldehydes. So there's something called phenylacetaldehyde dimethyl acetal, or acronym PADMA, also called viridine. But in my opinion, it's a little more green than the non-acetal version. I gotta get my words seamless. Yeah, sandalwood. Oh, it also has indole. So indole is, if you don't know what indole is, it's like the mothball old lady poop combination. Killer combo.
Killer combo!
And indole is really interesting too when you add it to floral accords, because like jasmine is heavily indolic. What else? Like orange flower, orange blossom, indolic. And it just adds such like a texture, and it does have that skanky vibe to it, and it's interesting in regular flowers. And it occurs naturally. And also has something called amyl-vinyl carbonyl, also known as mushroom alcohol, which is kind of herbal. I don't really get so much. It's kind of mushroomy, I guess. It's an interesting smell. I wouldn't say it's funky. It's just kind of strange. It is kind of a strange smell. This is sandalwood, typical shit. It probably doesn't have real sandalwood. It might. I don't know. I'm not judging if you don't, but probably usual suspects, I would say. Again, probably like Sandella, Sandalore, maybe some polysanthol, some Javanol. A lot of sandalwood aroma chemicals can be really powerful, but then at the same breath, they can really weigh down a formula. And as I said, patchouli probably has real patchouli. Patchouli cheap, so can't deny them cheap stuff. Hey, dude, you wanna, I don't know, spray the perfume? Yes, would love to. So let's get a little cherry spray them. Big bomba clock.
Big bomba class!
Let's go. What the fuck is this? Therefore, cheating. Oh, this is nice. Oh, yo, Guerlain, bro. Okay, so you can definitely smell a shit ton of florals, and then the peach is like, they like this. It's like is it electrons? And they're like, no, we're not gonna touch. No, we're not gonna touch. Wow, that's interesting. And I don't. Okay, so you can absolutely smell the indole hanging out. Now, I don't know if they're using real indole. There's another thing called indolerone, and then there's something else called indoline. So indoline is I don't know if it's technically considered a shift base. I'm not going to get into that, but it's a combination of indole powder and hydroxycitronella, which is a lily of the valley classic material. So you can definitely smell the indole. There's absolutely our friend aldehyde, non-aldehyde C14. It's definitely floral. You could smell the padma in there for sure. Look at me. Look at me. I'm so smart. So I'm not picking up anything too musky, nothing too sandalwoodish. I think probably because we're still on the top of the fragrance. But you can absolutely pick up some linalool. There's probably some floral in here. Definitely some hedione. Because you can always, the thing with hedione is, like, I would say you don't necessarily smell hedione, but you feel hedione. So it's definitely like, so it's floral. It's kind of pretty. And I like indole. Some people don't. So I can understand why you wouldn't like this, because it's definitely present, but it's not overbearing. So it doesn't really have any type of sweetness to it at all. Not so syrupy. I would say this is actually very floral green, slightly fruity due to the peach, and then you can smell that skanky indole. So what's kind of bugging me is that aldehyde C14 actually lasts a pretty long time. And it's kind of playing the background to where I thought it would actually be more prominent. This is heavily floral. Remember them pictures, like when the foodie craze came out and everybody was like, right there for it. Shut up, James. Who sprays on the strip, man? Sometimes, man, my skin just be fucking everything up. So this is way nicer on a strip than it is on my skin, I'll tell you that. Because my skin, it definitely is picking up a lot of like green, nondescript floral notes. Because the peach is not, like, I don't even smell the peach on my skin. Now on here, I definitely pick up much more of the fruity aspects. Way more fruity. And less on the indole. So the issue is that skin chemistry is a bitch. Yeah, so on my skin, it doesn't smell nowhere near as good as it does on the strip. The strip smells absolutely amazing. And I really wonder why it is that my skin is just like, no, we're not gonna fucking smell good. We're gonna be a problem today. It's very interesting. And it also messes up a lot of my work, because a lot of times I spray things on skin and I'm like, this smells like shit. And I spray it on my wife and I'm like, this is mad nice. What are we doing? So on the strip, this is absolutely floral. It's not as green as it is on my skin. It's a little juicier, a little bit more sweet. You could definitely pick up more of the passion fruit nuance on here than it is my skin. So now this makes me absolutely wonder, since every video I do, I only do on my skin, how many times have I like shitted on a perfume? It's actually nice, and I'm just out here talking mad shit about it. Yeah, because on my skin it's so green, and you could definitely smell like the Padma. It's like, it smells actually pretty dominant here with like Hedione in the background. Yeah, very green, and it smells slightly honeyed in the background, but like not a nice honey, not like a sweet honey. It's like a very angry honey. Don't get angry, honey. Yeah, so on the strip, it's definitely much nicer, much I don't want to say linear, but it's like very smooth, absolutely smooth. It smells super well blended, but on my skin it don't. And on the strip, again, you're not really picking up the indole. However, let's discuss. So essentially, at least through my experience, on skin, things will evaporate way faster than on a strip. Like a lot of times, if you put like an individual molecule, like how I said, whatever, like benzoyl acetate, which I've spoken about, on a strip, it'll last a couple hours. But then on my skin, it's like a half an hour, maybe a little more. Plus or minus, depending on how shitty my skin want to be. And I have nice smooth skin, but it just doesn't take fragrance well. So, but I will say on my body, it smells much stronger and heavily on the green. So if you kind of know that when you buy fragrances and when you try fragrances that strip versus skin is way different for you, then I would sample this for making a purchase. Yeah, the strip is way nicer. And then you can smell, again, the Padma, but strangely enough, it has much more of a floral, very pretty type smell. It's absolutely very nice. Damn, it sucks it just doesn't do the same thing on my skin, because my skin, it smells very waxy and green, and that floralness is kind of like decreased, and like the indole, you can tell is there, but it's not prominent. And then I can't smell the indole at all on the strip. But it is a very nice perfume, I have to say that. I'm just gonna cut my arm off because it's fucking useless. Yeah, this is very pretty. Very pretty. That's what I have for today. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Help the algo for your boy. And also, I'm considering when I'm going to do part 2 to my how to make perfume, or how to make perfumes, because you're going to go ahead and watch that, aren't you? You have nothing to do for 31 minutes. Go ahead and watch it. Maybe you're interested. Maybe I might spark something in your little heart to go make fragrances as well. Why not? Learn a little thing or two. Well, anyways, that's all I got. That was Guerlain, NAHEMA. Adios, amigos. Have a happy, happy new year. Goodbye.